When a man truly loves you, his words carry weight. His love is not just spoken, it's proven. You don't have to guess. You don't have to wonder, because love, real love, is revealed in the way he speaks to you, the way he stands by you, and the way he protects your heart. Let me tell you something. Love is not about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's in the small, everyday moments. It's in the way he checks on you, and the way he listens when you speak, and the way he stands by you when life gets tough. A man who loves you deeply doesn't just talk, he shows you with his words and actions. And when he truly loves you, here's what he says. One, I've got you. When a man looks you in the eyes and says, I've got you, it's more than just words. It's a promise. It's a declaration that no matter what happens, no matter what life throws your way, he is there. He is standing beside you, ready to catch you if you fall. A man who loves you deeply doesn't just want to be around when things are good. He doesn't just show up for the happy moments, the celebrations, the laughter. He wants to be there when life feels heavy, when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed, when you don't have the strength to keep pushing forward. When he says, I've got you, he's telling you that you don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. You don't have to fight every battle by yourself. You don't have to pretend to be strong when you feel weak, because he is there. He is standing with you, for you, and beside you. And that's what real love looks like. A man who loves you doesn't run when things get difficult. He doesn't disappear when you need him the most. He doesn't make you feel like you are too much, like your struggles are a burden, like your emotions are inconvenient. Instead, he steps in without hesitation and reminds you that he is someone you can lean on. Life is unpredictable. There will be days when everything feels too much, when the stress is overwhelming, when the pressure is high. And in those moments when you feel like you're drowning, the right man will remind you that you don't have to go through it alone. He will look at you, hold your hand, and say, I've got you. And that right there, that is love, not just in words, but in action. Because love is not just about saying the right things, it's about proving them every single day. When a man loves you deeply, he doesn't just stand by you in words, he stands by you in action. He is the man who checks on you when you've had a rough day, the man who listens when you need to talk, even if you don't have the words to explain how you feel, the man who holds you close when the world feels cold. He is the man who sees your struggles and doesn't turn away. Instead, he steps in, ready to stand in the storm with you. That's what I've got you really means. It means you are not alone. It means he sees you, he hears you, and he is there. A man who says, I've got you, and means it, will never leave you second guessing where you stand in his life. You won't have to wonder if he's really there for you. You won't have to question if his love is real, because he will prove it, not just when it's easy, not just when it's convenient, but every single time. Through the highs, through the lows, through the days that feel like sunshine and the nights that feel like storms. When a man truly loves you, he makes sure you never feel like you have to face life alone. Because when he says, I've got you, he means it with every piece of his soul. 2, how was your day? When a man deeply loves you, the way he speaks to you is different. His words carry meaning, his questions hold weight, and his attention is fully on you. When he asks, how was your day? It's not just small talk or something he says out of habit. It's a reflection of his care, his investment in your life, and his desire to know you on a deeper level. A man who loves you doesn't ask this question just to fill the silence. He asks it because he genuinely wants to hear about your experiences, your thoughts, and your emotions. He wants to understand what you went through, what made you smile, what frustrated you, and what's on your mind. A simple question like, how was your day, can seem insignificant when spoken without sincerity, but when it comes from a man who loves you, it carries weight. It's his way of checking in, of making sure you're okay, of showing that he values what's happening in your world. It's his way of opening the door for communication, creating a space where you feel safe to share your wins, your struggles, and everything in between. He's not looking for a short, automatic response. He's looking for connection. And when you answer, he listens. Not just with his ears, but with his heart. He pays attention to your words, your tone, your body language. If something is bothering you, he notices. If you're excited about something, he celebrates with you. A man who truly loves you won't let your words go unheard. He won't be distracted or dismissive. He won't rush through the conversation so he can move on to something else. Instead, he takes his time. He asks follow-up questions. He engages because to him, your day matters. Your happiness matters. Your struggles matter. When you tell him about a difficult situation at work, he doesn't just nod and move on. He listens. He gives advice if needed, or he simply offers support. When you tell him about something good that happened, he doesn't brush it off. He gets excited with you because your emotions are important to him and he wants to be part of your world. Love is in the details. It's in the way someone remembers what you said yesterday and asks about it today. It's in the way someone notices when your voice sounds different and asks if you're okay. It's in the way someone creates a space where you feel seen, heard, and understood. A man who asks about your day and truly listens is a man who values you. He wants to be more than just a presence in your life. He wants to be involved, to understand you, to walk with you through the ups and downs. And the more he asks, the more he learns about you. He starts to notice patterns, to pick up on the little things that make you happy or stress you out. He learns what brings you joy and what drains you. And over time, this knowledge helps him love you better. When a man consistently asks about your day with sincerity, it's a sign that he's in it for the long run. It's not just about today, it's about every day. He wants to be part of your routine, part of your thoughts, part of your life. He's not waiting for a specific reason to care. He cares simply because you exist. And in a world where people are often too busy or too self-absorbed, having someone who genuinely asks, listens, and cares is one of the greatest gifts love can offer. 3, we'll figure it out together. When a man deeply loves you, he doesn't just stand beside you when things are easy. He doesn't disappear when challenges arise. And he doesn't let you carry the weight of your struggles alone. When he says we'll figure it out together, it's a promise that he is in this with you. That your problems are his problems. That your burdens are his burdens. And that no matter what happens, you will not have to face it alone. These words mean he is committed not just to the good times, but to every part of the journey, even the difficult moments. Life will always bring unexpected twists and turns. There will be obstacles, disappointments, and moments of doubt. There will be times when you feel lost, uncertain, or overwhelmed. And in those moments, the man who truly loves you will not walk away. He will not watch from a distance as you struggle. He will step forward, stand beside you, and remind you that whatever comes, you will face it together. Because love isn't just about romance and passion. It's about partnership. It's about two people moving through life as a team, lifting each other up and finding solutions together. When a man tells you we'll figure it out together, he is showing you the depth of his love. He is telling you that your fears and worries matter to him. He is reassuring you that you are not alone in this. He is making it clear that no matter how big or small the problem is, he is here to support you. It's easy to say you'll be fine or you'll figure it out, but a man who truly loves you will never make it just about you. He makes it about both of you. He includes himself in the struggle because he sees your challenges as something you will overcome together. When a man loves you, he doesn't let you drown in stress, anxiety, or fear. He doesn't leave you to handle everything on your own while he stands by and watches. He asks questions, he listens, and he helps you come up with a plan. Even if he doesn't have all the answers, even if he doesn't know exactly how things will work out, his presence alone gives you strength. His words remind you that no challenge is too big when you have someone by your side who truly cares. This kind of love is rare. It's not about grand gestures or empty promises. It's about showing up every day through every struggle and proving that love is not just a feeling, but an action. A man who says, we'll figure it out together is a man who understands that love is a commitment to walking through life hand in hand, no matter what comes. He knows that life isn't always easy, but he also knows that when two people face the storms together, they come out stronger. And when you have that kind of love, you never have to face anything alone. 4, and I'm proud of you. When a man deeply loves you, he doesn't just admire you in silence. He doesn't just watch your growth from a distance. He tells you, he reminds you, he makes sure you know exactly how much he sees in you. When he says, I'm proud of you, it's more than just a phrase. It's a reflection of his love, his respect, and his deep belief in who you are. A man who truly loves you will not keep his admiration hidden. He will not wait for big moments to acknowledge your efforts. He will celebrate your victories no matter how small and remind you of your strength even when you feel like you haven't done enough. There is something powerful about knowing that the person you love sees your efforts. In a world where people often focus on results, a man who truly loves you sees the process. He notices the long nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices you make, and the determination you carry. He sees the way you push forward even when you're tired. He sees the way you handle life's challenges with grace. And when he looks at you, he doesn't just see where you are, he sees how far you've come. That's why when he says, I'm proud of you, it means everything. Because it's not just about what you've achieved, it's about you. A man who loves you will never let you doubt your worth. He will remind you that you are more than enough. He will acknowledge your hard work, your dedication, and your resilience. Even on the days when you feel like you failed, he will remind you that progress is still progress, that effort still matters, and that every step you take is worth something. His pride in you is not conditional. It's not based on how much money you make, how much recognition you receive, or how perfect things appear to be. His pride in you comes from knowing who you are at your core. Your kindness, your determination, your heart, your strength. Life can sometimes make you feel like you're not doing enough. Society constantly pushes for more success, more achievement, more recognition. But when a man who loves you looks at you and says, I'm proud of you, he's reminding you that you're already enough, that your journey, your efforts, and your growth matter, that you don't have to prove yourself to the world because to him you are already extraordinary. This kind of love is rare. It's easy for someone to say they love you, but it's another thing entirely for someone to see you, appreciate you, and remind you of your greatness. A man who truly loves you will not let you forget how far you've come. He will not allow you to downplay your success or minimize your efforts. He will lift you up, encourage you, and remind you that you are worth celebrating. And when he says, I'm proud of you, he means it with every part of his soul. Because to him, you are a force of nature, and he will never stop believing in you. 5. You can count on me. When a man deeply loves you, his words are not just empty promises. They carry weight, meaning, and intention. When he says, you can count on me, it's not just a phrase, it's a commitment. It means that no matter what happens, no matter how difficult things get, he will be there. Not just in the easy times, not just when things are going well, but in every moment, through every storm, and in every challenge life throws your way. A man who truly loves you understands that love is not just about grand gestures or romantic moments. It is about being a steady, unwavering presence in your life. He knows that words alone are not enough. He must back them up with action. When he tells you that you can count on him, he proves it. He shows up when he says he will. He follows through on his promises. He listens when you need to talk. He stands by you when you are struggling. He doesn't just offer support in words. He makes sure you feel his presence in every way possible. There is something powerful about knowing that you have someone in your life you can truly rely on. In a world where so many people are inconsistent, where promises are broken, where words are spoken but not meant, a man who genuinely means it when he says, you can count on me, is rare. He is not the kind of man who disappears when things get hard. He is not the kind of man who runs when things are uncomfortable. He stands firm. He holds his ground. He is there for you, not just when it's convenient, but always. When life gets overwhelming, when you feel like the weight of the world is too much to carry, he doesn't watch from a distance. He steps in. He reminds you that you don't have to face things alone. He reassures you that no matter what you're going through, he will be by your side. His presence gives you a sense of security, a sense of peace, a deep understanding that you are loved, supported, and valued. This kind of love is not about needing someone to fix your problems. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you don't have to face anything alone. A man who tells you you can count on me is a man who understands that real love is about partnership. It's about two people moving through life together, lifting each other up and being each other's safe space. And it's not just about the big moments, it's about the small, everyday things. It's about knowing that when you need a listening ear, he will be there. It's about knowing that when you need encouragement, he will lift you up. It's about knowing that when you are struggling, he won't walk away. He will stand beside you. A man who loves you will never make you question whether or not he's there for you. He will never leave you wondering if you can depend on him. He will make it clear through his words, his actions, and his consistency that he is someone you can trust. When he says, you can count on me, he is making a promise that he fully intends to keep. Because to him, love is not just about saying the right things. It's about proving every single day that he is someone who will always be there for you. 6, you make me better. When a man deeply loves you, he doesn't just admire you, he grows because of you. He doesn't just enjoy your presence, he becomes a better version of himself because of it. When he looks at you and says, you make me better, he is acknowledging something profound. That your love, your wisdom, your presence in his life have transformed him in ways he never imagined. This is not just about romance or attraction. It's about impact. It's about how your energy, your kindness, your strength, and your love has shaped him into the man he is becoming. A man who truly loves you will recognize how much he has evolved since you entered his life. He will see the way you inspire him to be more patient, more disciplined, more focused. He will notice how your belief in him pushes him to reach higher, to work harder, to become the man he always wanted to be. And it's not because you force him to change, it's because being around you makes him want to change. Being loved by you gives him a reason to step into his full potential. He sees the way you carry yourself with grace, the way you handle challenges with resilience, the way you support him without expecting anything in return. And in those moments, he realizes that he wants to be the best version of himself, not just for you, but for himself. Japin Lemio, love is not just about feeling good in someone's presence. It's about growth. It's about learning. It's about evolving into a version of yourself that you never thought possible. A man who deeply loves you will feel this shift within himself. He will look at his life before you and see how much he has matured, how much he has learned, and how much he has gained simply by having you in his world. Your love will challenge him in the best way. It will push him to confront his fears, to break bad habits, to let go of the things that no longer serve him. And he won't resist this transformation. He will welcome it. When a man says, you make me better, he is telling you that you are more than just someone he loves. You are someone who has changed his perspective, someone who has reshaped the way he moves through the world. He sees in you a kind of strength that motivates him to be strong. He sees in you a kind of wisdom that encourages him to be wiser. He sees in you a kind of love that makes him want to love deeper, with more intention, with more purpose. And this doesn't mean he was lost before you. It doesn't mean he was incomplete. It simply means that your presence has helped him unlock parts of himself that he didn't even realize were there. It means that he has found a partner who doesn't just love him for who he is, but also sees who he can be. And that kind of love is rare, it's powerful, it's life-changing. A man who says, you make me better, is a man who understands the true meaning of love. He is not just there to receive love, he is there to grow in it, to become something greater because of it. And when he finds that kind of love, he will never take it for granted. He will cherish it, he will honor it. Because he knows that finding someone who makes you better is one of the greatest gifts life can offer. 7, I love you and I mean it. When a man deeply loves you, his words are not thrown around carelessly. They carry weight. They hold meaning. And when he looks at you and says, I love you and I mean it, he is doing more than just expressing his feelings. He is making a declaration, a promise, a commitment. Love is not something he takes lightly. And when he says these words, he wants you to feel them in your soul. There is a difference between saying, I love you out of habit and saying it with full intention. A man who truly loves you will make sure you never have to question where you stand. He will not just tell you, he will show you. He will prove it through his actions, through his consistency, through the way he prioritizes you in his life. Love to him is not just about grand gestures. It is about the everyday moments. The way he listens when you need to talk. The way he supports you when you are struggling. The way he remembers the little things that matter to you. These are the signs of a love that is real, deep, and unwavering. When a man says, I love you, and I mean it, he is not speaking from a place of temporary emotion. He is speaking from a place of certainty. He has thought about it, felt it, lived it, and he knows without a doubt that what he feels for you is real. He is not just in love with the way you look, the way you make him feel, or the good times you share. He is in love with your mind, your heart, your essence. He sees you for who you are, and he loves you not in spite of your flaws, but because of them. He understands that love is not about perfection. It is about choosing someone every single day, no matter what life brings. A man who deeply loves you will make sure that I love you is not just something he says when things are easy. He will say it when you are struggling. He will say it when you doubt yourself. He will say it when life gets hard, when the world feels heavy, when everything around you seems uncertain. And in those moments, he will not just say it, he will prove it. He will be there. He will hold your hand. He will remind you that no matter what happens, you are loved, you are valued, and you are not alone. Love is not just about words. It is about showing up. It is about being present. It is about making someone feel safe, secure, and cherished. And when a man truly loves you, he will make sure that you never have to question his feelings. He will not play games. He will not make you beg for his time or his attention. He will not make you wonder if his love is real. He will be clear, intentional, and unwavering. When he says, I love you, and I mean it, he is giving you his heart fully and completely. He is choosing you not just for the moment, but for the long run. And in a world where so many people say things they don't mean, where love is often treated as something temporary, finding a man who says these words with truth and conviction is rare. When you have that, when you feel that, when you know that his love is real, hold on to it, because love like that is a gift, and it is meant to be cherished. So listen, when a man loves you, his words will match his actions. You won't have to guess. You won't have to chase, because real love is consistent, unwavering, and undeniable. And when you hear these words from a man who proves them, that's when you know his love is real. Stay strong, stay loved, and never settle for